What's up, my people? I hope you're enjoying what's left of your Sunday. I'm doing well. Today, I want to dive into Caleb Williams' stand at USC. The star quarterback says he can make more at USC next year than as a rookie in the NFL. If he decides to leave USC, there are plenty of lowly teams that would want him. He would be a prize, you know, possession. As you might have heard, Williams has provided a short list of teams he's willing to play for. No way Caleb Williams enters this year. Or will he? It's pretty clear that it's going to be more student athletes staying in school as players have more leverage now. They can assume more power and force the issue. NIL changes everything going forward. And I have no problem with it. Caleb Williams is already making a lot of money, a lot of NIL money. Once upon a time, athletes couldn't make NIL deals. So going pro was the only way to get paid. Now, they're not forced to leave and forego their sophomore or junior seasons so they can provide financial relief for their families. Coming from poor families, going pro allows them to take care of themselves and their families. That's how it used to be. What we're seeing here is that college sports is in the midst of its most noteworthy changes. It's been a long time coming, but student athletes can profit off their names, images, and likeness. So Caleb Williams is saying, okay, since I can profit off my marketability, earn and accept money doing commercial endorsements, appearances, and social media posts, then I'll just take full advantage of the countless NIL opportunities. I can stay another year at USC and basically play anywhere I want to play. And since he arrived at USC, Williams has signed multiple NIL deals with various brands and companies. This is where we are now. The idea of NIL putting a player in position to think about staying in college because he doesn't want to go to one of these terrible franchises, that's where we are now. I don't know if Caleb Williams end up doing this, but the earnings are enough to keep him at USC. Ain't no way he's making that kind of money in college, though. My position on this is you're delaying a year until you can get that $200 million contract that the NFL has that I don't think the NIL will have. If you come back, you get hurt, you still make money. But if you're a top three pick, why are you going to pass up on an opportunity to go pro and change your entire life, your entire family life, and then go back to USC and get hurt? You're running the risk. If I'm a college athlete, even if it's a team that stinks, I'm going to the NFL. I wouldn't mind going to a bad team. That's just me personally. If there's not a good situation, the truth is, Caleb Williams can come back to school. I get it. He can get bigger endorsement deals, be happier in a place he wants to play, get hurt less, have a healthier career, win playoff games. Stand for another year may seem unnecessary and risky. I think staying in college, you run the risk. It could be detrimental to his NFL future. There's nothing else for him to prove at USC. If he submits to the 2024 NFL draft, there's no doubt in my mind he'll be the number one overall pick. Nothing wrong with being picky, selective, choosy. Only you know your worth. But I think he has to go pro. It only takes one play to end a player's career. There's pros and cons to it. There's pros and cons to these NIL deals. He would make 25 million in his rookie year in the NFL. We've seen too many players get screwed over by getting drafted to horrible franchises. Maybe this is why Williams is willing to stay another year. We've seen their careers get cut short. Maybe that's why Williams has this mindset. Maybe bad teams are going to fix their culture in their team buildings if they want to have a shot at talent and attracting college stars who can use the NIL money to their advantage. This is the effect of the NIL deals for student athletes. I like the NIL because now we will get more players coming in more polished. They get a chance to develop their games. This will make young NFL players and teams more competitive. If Williams does stay in college, let's say another year, it will help develop his talent, and maybe he'll end up on a team where he would like to play. These players finally have leverage now. It's not what it used to be. I don't believe he'll stay at USC. I don't think he will. Williams would make much more money in the NFL than if he stayed in college. Just get on a bad franchise rather than be part of a miserable franchise. He would stay in school, it seems. He comes off as a bit cocky, humble himself, but at the end of the day, it's all about doing what's best for him. Hopefully he ends up in a good situation and makes the right decision. This guy is betting on himself. Hold that thought about him being the number one quarterback taken in next year's NFL draft. Williams' father suggests he would stay at USC if he didn't like the NFL team that would draft him. Chances and opportunities don't last forever. Don't pass up your opportunity because you don't want to play for a bad team, but rather collect a check and stay where you are. It's funny, Joe Burrow got drafted by the worst franchise and he turned it around. Justin Herbert walked into a dumpster fire and turned it completely around. Look at the Chiefs, the Bills, and the Bengals. But in an NIL world that we live in now, he's earning a lot of money, and the college game has changed tremendously. The NIL deals are going to backfire on professional sports teams. And these teams tanking for Caleb Williams isn't going to convince him to declare for the draft. Just think how crazier the NIL deals are going to be with USC going to the Big Ten. Caleb Williams is content with the money he's earning. This gives him the kind of leverage to maybe choose his team. In this day and age, a player is in control of this situation and can avoid a dumpster fire. Never thought we would see the day that a college player has an opportunity to revolutionize the NFL. Take the NIL money in college, graduate, sit 1 year to forego the NFL draft, and sign to whatever team they choose. It's a different time in sports now. It is what it is. Caleb Williams has that much power and leverage now. So we'll just have to wait and see if this is true. We'll have to wait and see what decision he makes in the coming months. It'll be interesting. Thanks for watching, everyone. You guys take care. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. Have a good night, everyone.